in Wells in the UK, and we're in the beautiful Cedars Hall at the Wells Cathedral School. We're mid-recording right now, but it's been a great first day, and we're recording an album of cello and piano repertoire that's all operatic fantasias and arrangements of different numbers from various operas. I think that the decision to include the works that are on this particular disc was sort of about the operas that I was interested in personally. I think it's a fascinating genre, and it's challenging for the cellist, and I think it's also interesting for the listener because you get a lot of wonderful, wonderful music from some of the great operas, but in an instrumental version where you can often have really interesting virtuosic embellishments. Tracing all these different lineages that come from, you know, the great tradition that really blossomed in the mid-19th century, and to sort of shine a spotlight on some of the lesser known, forgotten masterpieces of that tradition.
Should we try it?
75.
So this is actually my first recording project, so it was really daunting, and you know, I wasn't quite sure how to go about it, but I just tried to practice my best, and you know, after day one I feel a little bit more at ease than I did yesterday at the same time. But already, you know, it's been really, really interesting to have the opportunity to try different things out and listen back, and I feel like this is just a huge learning experience for me in my own playing.
Nearly together enough.
Yeah, right. I want it to be a little not together.
Yeah.
You've got many of these quotes.
We're going to deny you a perfect take.
Okay.
I think the question I've asked the producer the most is it funny enough? And that's because, you know, a lot of the music that we're playing actually is kind of ridiculous. It's supposed to inspire a sense of awe, you know, the kind of amazement where someone chuckles to themselves like, oh, this just, you know, why would anyone subject themselves to doing that?
I really don't think it should be like two and two.
Okay, cool. Fair enough, yeah. I think we're well covered.
Because it's not a representation of how I actually can play it, that's why.
Just ignore him when he talks
On
like that.
a good day, come on.
Today is a good day, that's the problem.
Another reason that why I'm always laughing is because I really do feel like with some of this repertoire, perfection is almost the enemy. You know, it's like you want to leave that human trace in it, and that's what makes it exciting.
Sorry. I think I'm doing faster than you because once I get to the downbeat, it's in time.
Yes, this is also my first time recording, and actually I thought playing operatic transcription with an instrumentalist versus with a singer, the emotion comes from the text. And as someone who came from, you know, first a solo background, an instrumental background, that was something I really had to keep learning to go to the text myself. But you know, increasingly I find that there's, in most places, there's a lot of similarities, which is that, you know, what does it mean to just sing the line, and that everything really comes from the breath, you know, and all music, you know, is really singing, which requires the feeling of a breath to give the line. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, if you just think about how would you sing it and how would you make the instrument do it, I think a lot of it answers itself, and I think Zlatomir does it so brilliantly. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
One of the projects that I'm really excited about on this album is this fantasy on Jenůfa that I've been working on for the past year. For me, what I was trying to do with the fantasy on Jenůfa was create something that's still in the tradition of you know, the virtuoso cello and sort of showing off the capacity of the cello to express a lot of different things, but to also arrange a piece that would have sort of an emotional arc that works on its own terms. One of the most interesting things about these fantasies with many different sections is that you're often very quickly changing characters from even different vocal types or, you know, very disparate moments in the operas. And it's really interesting and challenging to look for the different kinds of sound textures. One thing that I often think about is, you know, how the language that the opera is written in affects the way that the music is sung. But I should say ultimately also that as a musician, I always feel that the best operatic music ultimately comes down just to the essence of the music itself. And I feel like the great operatic composers, which I believe are represented on the disc, you know, Bizet and Jánaček and Donizetti, they all understood this in their own way, that when the music is really, when the idea, the emotion is in the music, then you really only need the music. You don't need to understand the words to feel what they're trying to convey.